Well, church family, our first portion of this evening is about family discipleship. And if you're in any meeting that I lead here at this church, you're going to hear me say this, that there is no better time to be a young family, to be a young parent than right now in the life of this church. We are so thrilled about what God is doing. We have, you may have seen the video when you first came in, just about some of the things that have happened over the past couple months in the area of family discipleship, particularly the family discipleship plan. And so we've hit some major milestones over the past couple of weeks and the past couple of months that we're very excited about. One of those major milestones is that now all boys and girls, birth through fifth grade, are a part of the family discipleship plan. You guys that were here last year, I was not, but I'm so glad to be here now. You know that we kind of phased in some of our preschoolers into the family discipleship plan last year. That was kind of a small group. That was kind of a kind of initial run. But knowing that the big launch for all children in this area would be this fall. So we put a lot of time and effort this summer just kind of talking to having conversations with parents, having conversations with leaders, so they kind of understand what is the family discipleship plan? What am I supposed to be doing with it? What's the whole point of it? So it's been an exciting summer for us in the kids ministry to be able to fully launch all children out into the family discipleship plan at both campuses, at Gray and in Johnson City. And so a couple of things I want to share with you, and then I'm gonna kind of introduce you to some of my new friends that are here with me on stage. But the first thing I want to tell you is that the family discipleship plan is a pursuit. As Paul was talking earlier, there is a sense of urgency in our hearts and in our minds as leaders in the kids ministry and on the family discipleship, the next gen team, to disciple children, to send them, to launch them out into the world as arrows, as light. And we sense that urgency. We see that need as leaders. And hopefully, prayerfully, you see that as parents as well. And so we want to kind of make sure that we, as a church, understand that the family discipleship plan, it is a lifelong pursuit. We are pushing and putting so much effort into it. And as Paul shared, it's not because it's something that's just a trend. It's not something that we see as something to kind of grow the church. It is something we truly believe in. Deuteronomy 6 gives us a perfect example of what family discipleship is supposed to look like. The other thing I want to share with you, you guys know this, we've talked a lot about this, but family discipleship plan is not the plan for family discipleship. Let me be clear, we believe in God's plan for family discipleship. He has made parents the primary disciplers of their children. But what we've done here at Tri-Cities, something that I love, something that I'm passionate about, one of the reasons why I'm here is because I believe we have created a plan that is holistic, a plan that is gospel-centered, a plan that involves parents, leaders, and children. As I taught the study group this morning, something that I share with them that I've never seen happen in children's ministry in the years that I've been doing this is that all the resources, everything that we have here at church, we have made available to the home. We have made available to the parents, the guides, the family devotions. Everything that we are doing here at church connects back to the home. It's not just a take-home page that they have. It's everything because we fully believe in resourcing the entire home. So that's the last thing that I want to point out about the family discipleship plan is that it does truly connect church and home, which we believe in that partnership. And that's actually why I've asked the McCurrys to be with me on stage today. This is John and Lindsay McCurry. And they are, I told them this personally, but I'll say it in front of these guys. I really believe they're some of our unsung, if I can speak right, heroes that are in the preschool ministry. These guys teach pre-K every single Sunday, week in and week out at 9:30. And so the reason why I felt like they would be great to speak in front of you guys tonight is because, for two reasons. A, they're leaders in the family discipleship plan. They've been through our equipping. They've been through our training. They understand the heartbeat of it. But then they're also parents. They have children in their home that they are discipling. So to me, they kind of bring a fresh perspective of what we're talking about for family discipleship. So I'm going to ask them just a couple of questions and have them just share just a little bit with you guys, and then we'll close out our part. So the first thing I want to ask you guys, John and Lindsay, is what are some things that you guys have seen already in the family discipleship plan that you find find just exciting? What are just some specific things that you've seen that are exciting?
I think number one is to actually have a guide in how to lead our devotions with our family and having something to go by instead of just picking something out of a book or reading random passages. It actually gives you something to go by. And also, it's fun. You can incorporate some fun ideas that you all have given us on how to relate what we're teaching and what we're talking about to our children, regardless of how old they are. And I think that's one of the main things that's excited us.
And I introduced you guys as leaders in our Next Gen ministry. You guys are teachers every single week in our pre-K. So as teachers, how have you seen kind of the family discipleship kind of influence or shape the way that you teach and lead out every week?
I just love that the big truths build upon the previous big truths. So every week we have a brand new, or every other week we have a brand new big truth, and they just keep building upon the previous week's big truths. So it's just pretty much spiraling the same concepts over and over again, which is wonderful for the kids because their attention is amazing. We can see it already in our kids that are coming into class. They're able to say the Bible verses. They're telling us things from the weeks before, and it's truly amazing seeing that. And then ultimately, all of the truths just lead to the cross and to the gospel.
So kind of transitioning from leaders to parents, what have you guys seen in your home? How has the family discipleship plan played out in your home, or how has it helped you as parents be able to do what we say it does, which is disciple your children?
I think foremost, it is very intentional, and it's made us be intentional with our family time and devotions and actually teaching the gospel to our children. And I know as parents, sometimes that's very hard to do, to make time. And with the family discipleship plan, it has made us make time. And, I was thinking, throughout the week, kids have all this other stuff that they do, extracurricular activities, sports, ballet, dancing, whatever, that we make it intentional and a point to get them there so that they can do that. And then when we get home, it's just like, well, do we even have time to do devotions tonight? We'll just, it's late, let's just go to bed. But with this, it's about making it intentional and making time to actually learn and teach the gospel because of how important it is in their lives. And we can already see it in our girl's life. She has actually started discipling to her babysitter and telling her Bible stories and things like that. And it's really neat to be able to do that. And also throughout the week, find moments, learning moments, teaching moments throughout the week that spark something that you can teach your child, something extra from what you've been learning.
One last question for you guys. Something we talked about is that there's a whole room of people that are here, that a lot of young families that are here that are in the family discipleship plan, but there's also some folks that have middle schools, high schoolers that will eventually become a part of the family discipleship plan, or even people that may not ever have their physical hands on it. So what's a word of encouragement that you can give just to the church body about the FDP?
One thing that I would say is very encouraging is the fact that this church is willing to invest not only at church, but in the home as well. A lot of churches just keep it at the church and invest in the kids' lives while they're at the church and then send them home and hope that they get something. But again, the church has made it intentional to carry over into the home, which is the most important part, is what I think.
And we're teaching these kids to go out and to disciple and to share the gospel by using the family discipleship plan, which is our ultimate goal of this church. So, yes.
Thank you, guys. So I'm gonna let them step off stage, but I just want to say a word of encouragement to them. And when you see these guys, again, they're the heroes that are back in the preschool ministry. And so they are people that are serving faithfully. And just to put a plug in there, we need more people like the McCurrys in the preschool ministry and the kids ministry. So be sure to encourage them and just say thank you for their testimony.